Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Iron Trek 96 bringing you a True Heroes video review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Freedom Force helicopter, made by the True Heroes toys, or it's from the True Hero toy line, and is the Sentinel one. I guess that's the unit this helicopter probably belongs to. But yeah, and before I get things started, I just want to point out that this vehicle is just big. I mean, it's huge. Look at the size of that box. It's just big. I mean, here's my hand in comparison to that big old box, and it's kind of hard for me to do this because I'm actually, as you can see probably in the reflection, that I'm using one hand to hold the camera. So I can't really, have this on a stand right now because this is just too big for me to have it in my review spot, my review section. So I had to do this, on my bed. And yeah, I'm just, because this thing is just huge. I mean, it's not as big as the plane that this toy line makes or made, which I do have, but it's big. It's a big toy. And yeah, let's take a look at it. This is, as you already saw, is the box. It's simple. The big window right here to show the actual figure in there, or the actual vehicle, sorry. And here's a quick look at the back of the box. The thing I find funny is that this toy line tends to, on certain boxes, actually show product shots of the actual product. And on other boxes, it just shows other playsets it has in this line to try to promote them, and I just find that very interesting, But yeah, enough with the box. Onto the actual figure itself, and here we have the helicopter close up. Honestly, I don't know what this helicopter is modeled. What they use, what real life model they use for this helicopter, but all I gotta say is that it's just badass. It's just awesome. This set came with everything you see here, this Jeep over here, and obviously the helicopter itself with these three figures. And this sniper right here seems to be sort of like a I guess a special, because it came separately. Like normally for this toy line, they would try to put their weapons in like these in this way. You had to tear them out of here. And honestly, as soon as I unboxed this, I just set these aside. As you can see, I just have them stacked up. And to be honest, I don't really remember which ones came with this set. But yeah, I mean, these are just the variant, just different. But it's amongst one of these three. There's one, the other one, and this one right here. So yeah, this sniper right here just came separately, and it's, I guess, meant for this guy right there, because he's been molded. His arm's been molded so that they could supposedly hold the sniper. So yeah, you could tell this is meant for him. And yeah, so yeah, let's take a closer look at the figure. Alright, so here we have a look at the figures. They're actually not that bad in terms of the sculpt added to them, the sculpting, the detail and stuff. All that stuff is actually pretty nice. In fact, I think that the paint job is pretty good too. I mean, it's not the best. It's not like Hasbro quality, because obviously these figures are cheaper in every way. But they actually do feel quite sturdy and tough. So, I mean, I guess when they make these figures, they're trying to keep it on a budget. But, yeah, anyways, I mean, as you can see right here on the side of his arm, there is a couple of sloppy paint, or there is a little bit of sloppiness right there on the paint job. And on the back, there's a decent amount. I mean, it's not like those figures that they paint from the front and leave blank from the back. It's good. And, yeah. Alright, so first up we're going to be taking a look at this guy. Out of the 3 figures that this set comes with, I think this one's my favorite. Because, as I pointed out in my previous video, I just think this guy looks awesome. He just looks freaking badass. He looks a lot like Arnold, the Terminator. It's just great. I mean, you know, it's a good figure. It's got some good detail here and there. A decent paint job. It's just the smudge right there is really kind of annoying, but it's no biggie. For articulation, this figure's head could rotate 360. Could do a 360 at the arm, could bend at the elbow, could kick forward and back, bend at the knee, and that's about it. For articulation, these figures aren't that good. You know, they're not the best. But if you're gonna be replacing these with, like, you know, other figures like Star Wars or, you know, G.I. Joe, I mean, these wouldn't really matter. These would become obsolete. So the fact that they're not really posable doesn't really matter. But yeah, the next figure we're gonna be taking a look at is this guy. Oh yeah, and by the way, before I continue, each one of these figures, you know, I guess they're just your generic soldiers. They're not necessarily named or, you know, titled. They don't have a name. They're just, I guess, you know, your pilot guy or your soldier guy or your combat guy, you know. That's all they really are. I mean, that's a good thing too, because, you know, they're not really a big part of the storyline, and there is even a storyline for this toy line. But yeah, here's this guy. Basically the same articulation. The only difference in terms of articulation is that this guy has a 360 on the wrist. You know, his wrist rotates, and that's about it. Everything else in terms of articulation is basically the same. You know, just look at that mold, you know, that detail, and the paint job, and yeah. And lastly is this guy right here, which probably my least favorite of this whole set, due to the fact that, you know, the way his arms are just positioned is just horrible. I mean, it's terrible. It's just not good. It's supposedly meant for the holding of the sniper rifle gimmick, but unfortunately it doesn't really do a good job. As you can see, I think that the way that these hands are positioned is more meant for like a pistol. If he's going to be holding a pistol or a gun that has more clearance, because this sniper right here, I mean, it barely gives him any freaking clearance for him to hold. I mean, he's probably just holding on to the clip right there, but that's it. I mean, it's supposed to grab over there, but it can't. I mean, these arms are just not good, because they're just positioned this way. The elbow goes inward instead of, you know, up and down like the other figures. And then so does this one at a weird angle, and you can't rotate his wrist. So yeah, out of the 3 figures, I think this one's my least favorite. And yeah, Chewbacca looking dude from the back. But yeah, alright, so onto the vehicle itself. Alright, so I'm gonna just start off with the Jeep here. Alright, before I continue, I'm noticing that my camera keeps on just focusing every time I move my hand in and out, and that's really gonna start bugging me and probably you guys out there too. But I'm sorry, just bear with me. It's the best I could do right now. Unfortunately, I barely began making my videos, and you know, I don't really have a good setup for reviewing. Like I said, I'm doing this, you know, on my bed because I don't have the room for this. And if I were to do it on my review station, it would just be too small. But yeah, I mean, just bear with me. I'll have a better. The next video will be a whole lot better than this. Trust me. But yeah, here's this Jeep, and it's just freaking awesome. I'm talking about like the weathering they added to the gun up here. The bullets actually added some paint job to it. You know, the rounds, whatever you want to call them. It's just great. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's awesome. It's got this rotatable gun up in the front. It's got this detail on top of the hood. And it's got like this. It looks like I don't know what it's called. The word escapes me right now. But yeah, it's got this. It looks like wire or rope. But yeah, it's got this molded in detail. The axe right there, and the antenna back here, and it's got this peg back here. You know, sort of serves as a hook to probably a trailer, which I'm not aware of any trailer that could go on this guy's back from the rest of the toy line. Or maybe there is, I don't know. Just from the stuff that I've gotten, not, you know, there's nothing that really could go there. But yeah, this is great. This is a good vehicle. Alright, and yeah, it's a freaking cool vehicle. And here it is with these figures inside of it. And I guess it's cool. I mean, you could see the guy right here. The steering wheel actually turns. This guy back here holding this big old machine gun. It's freaking cool. I mean, unfortunately, it only has one seat, and it's the driver's seat, and then I guess the passenger seat, you could use it as storage or something for your figures. But yeah, I mean, you could fit all 3 figures, but I just put 2 in here for now just to show you. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. There's no lights or sounds to it. It just rolls. That's it, and it looks badass. Alright, so onto the helicopter itself. It's a pretty decent toy. I mean, it's freaking huge. It's awesome, man. Honestly, I got this baby because honestly, it reminded me a lot of a clone dropship due to the fact that it just, you know, this right here, it just opens from the side. I don't know why. It just came to me. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta have it because of that. You know, add some clones in here, or, you know, replace it with some Our War figures. You know, this is just awesome. But yeah, it's freaking cool. I mean, the propeller blades spin, and that's, you know, it's freaking, they're huge. I think each one of them goes about 9 inches, probably. And yeah, both of them spin. And it has a little handle right here. You can pick it up, fly it around. Yeah, and it's freaking awesome. Back here we have this opening door from the back, or this cargo bay door that could open. And as you can see, it's quite spacey. You know, you got enough room in there for a lot of figures. And if you don't really want to use the whole space for figures, it's actually pretty cool because you could put the Jeep in there that it comes with. But unfortunately, it doesn't really fit that well because of the gun. You're gonna have to find a way. I mean, there is a way to make it go in, but I found it easier to take these off right here. You know, they're just on simple little hooks. You just unpeg them real easily. See? They're on these kind of little hooks right there. You just grab onto that. You see, no problem at all. You know, just push the vehicle in now. And close back up. And you're ready to go. You swing into action. And the thing I find even cooler though, if you park the freaking Jeep in there, you have clearance because of this door to bring your little figure out, you little dude. That's freaking awesome. Oh yeah, and it's awesome also because, you know, it just locks up. You don't have to worry about, you know, while you're flying it around or anything, it opening up. This actually is quite, you know, cool. You turn this little knob here, and it, you know, allows you to hook this thing onto the whatever it is that's holding it in place. But yeah, I mean, it's got this grappling hook right here, or just rescue hook, sorry. You could extend it, and it only goes about that low from the top to the bottom. And you crank it back up, which is even cooler. And yeah, it's just awesome. I'm telling you, this vehicle is worth picking up. Unfortunately, there's no lights or sounds with this. But, you know, for a $49.99 toy, you expect there to be some. Especially because of this translucent looking plastic on the top right here. It looks like it would light up. And at first I thought that these were just buttons, you know, that would allow you to press it and, you know, turn sounds on or lights, but nothing. These are actually just molded in detail, like exhaust vents for the engine. But yeah, you know, that'd be cool if it lit up and stuff. And it also got the cockpit right here. You could fit two figures in there, and it's awesome because, I mean, it may not have paint detail, but I think it's freaking awesome because, I mean, you have molded in seats. That's a plus right there on my book. In my book, sorry. But yeah, I mean, it's just great. I mean, you could fit your little figures in there. Pilot guy. And yeah, and you close back up, no problem. And, you know, this is just great. You know, I love this. Oh, yeah, by the way, it has this gun down here. This giant machine gun. Go down, up and down. And it's got this bullet belt right here. And it's just great. I mean, the amount of detail applied on this is just phenomenal, you know. It's just great. I mean, for the price you're getting it for, the license sounds would be a plus, but I guess, you know, it doesn't really matter to those that aren't really that crazy with lights and sounds. It's just great. I mean, just look at this. It's massive. It's a freaking decent price for a vehicle this big, and you can pick this up at Toys R Us for that amount. And sometimes when they have sales, it goes for cheaper. But yeah. Alright, size comparison. Here it is next to the Batman The Dark Knight Rises Batwing that we got from Mattel, I think. Yeah, it was Mattel. And next to the G.I. Joe Retaliation, I don't remember what this jet is called. The name escapes me right now, but yeah, you know, you could get the idea on how big this really is. It's huge. I mean, it's just great. And you just gotta love it. Can't go wrong for the price it's going for. And just for the fun of it, here he is next to Boba Fett, the 3 3/4 inch Boba Fett from Star Wars. I mean, this vehicle goes along with this toy line real good. That's freaking awesome. And the G.I. Joe stand about the same size as well. You know, it's just like the figures that come along with this vehicle. It's basically the same, 3 3/4 inch. But yeah, no, this is great. I just wanted to show you guys this vehicle. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed my review. Stay tuned for more reviews of this True Hero toy line. And once again, I apologize for the shakiness of the camera and the constant focusing, you know, auto-focusing that it kept doing. You know, hope or expect to see improvements on that on my next video, and you know, stay tuned for my next review. Just to get it over with is going to be the Shark plane, the AB-115. Yeah, just to get the big figures over with, so it could be a lot easier for me to review the smaller ones. But yeah, this is Iron Trek 96 saying, have a good one.